Hello? Hello? Is there anybody out there? I'm here right now to show with my 12 new lady hens to share the difference between human behavior and animal behavior, and how we as humans continue to attribute, humanizing animal behavior and giving animals characteristics that aren't real. And what I mean by that is, let me see if I can explain here. So we just rescued, we have 39 birds here now on our farm. And we just rescued these 12 new comet hens, ladies, that came from a hen house, which I, after rescuing these birds, discovered was from a battery hen house. Battery hen, what is that? I'd never heard of that in my life. And I quickly began to Google and discover that battery hens are, well, they're the ones responsible for the eggs in the grocery stores here for us. They're the ones who lay the eggs that are distributed in mass quantities to grocery stores. And here I live on a farm, and I never thought about anything in regards. I have since learned that battery hens live in terrible conditions. They have terrible lives. They are placed, from what I understand, 80 birds in a cage in places where these cages are lined from ceiling to floor, wall to wall. They cut their beaks because, well, when you put 80 birds in a cage, they're gonna fight. And so cutting their beaks helps to, I don't know what it helps to do, to be honest. I'm still learning all of this I'm in awe. It's been over 2.5 weeks since we welcomed these new battery hens. I'm not even going to call them battery hens anymore. I'm just doing that to share with life. I'm not here to start any political agendas. I'm not here to picket or riot anything or change anything with the ways that this world is with raising such things for food consumption in life. These ladies are about 12 to 18 months old. We have 39 birds. We have 9 roosters. We needed more ladies. We're a small hobby farm. We are here to do gradual introductions to the flock. Been over 2.5 weeks. I have introduced these ladies to one of my smaller flocks over here, which consists of 2 silky roosters and 3 hens. And they have welcomed this little flock here, the 12 new ladies. I'm not going to call them battery hens anymore. I say, who wants to be labeled anything? You know, they don't know that they were battery hens. These birds, these ladies, they were born and raised in horrific conditions. And ultimately what happened is we were looking for new ladies, and we found somebody over an hour away who had a lot of birds, and we went to go get these girls and discovered that, well, they looked awful. I was like, what is this? What is wrong with these girls? And then somebody brought to my attention that they are called battery hens, and these are the hens that lay eggs that is where eggs come from in all the grocery stores in our country. I'm a very sensitive person in life. I'm very emotional, and yet living on a farm has taught me to separate such emotion from reality in such ways. I'm gonna flip the camera around here because why am I videoing me? Like, what is this? I'm here talking about my hens. I don't want to be talking about me or looking at me. So hold on, I'm still getting used to these live videos. I don't know how to Listen to them. Hold on. Let me find Flip here. Where's the Flip on here? There we go. Now we're talking. All right. So with these 12 new hens that we welcomed into our flock about 2.5 weeks ago, we are here to do gradual introductions. We're not here to throw these ladies in with 9 roosters and say, go get them. These ladies came to us in horrific condition. They are about 12 to 18 months old. From what I understand, their life has been lived in cages. Their beaks have been cut to prevent them from fighting while they're in these crowded, overcrowded cages. They have gone through being drugged, you know, with such hormones that put them into a state of, well, menopause almost. And they put them into times of blackout where there's no light at all. And then all of a sudden they switch on faux sunlight with actual lighting that then promotes them to lay even more eggs. They have been in a constant state of molting their entire 12 to 18 months of their life. They never knew grass before. They never knew sun, real sun. Before, they never felt dirt. They never got to peck. They never got to free range or anything. Again, I'm not here to start any political debates here with how we get our eggs in grocery stores. I'm most fascinated with the progress that these ladies have made on our farm. I am really big into gradual introductions, of course, also with the isolation period. You're always going to have people argue with anything in life. And, you know, anybody will say you need to give them 2 weeks to 30 days of isolation before you introduce them to anybody. Well, you know what? It's my farm, and I'm doing it my way. And yet, my way does rely on a lot of research, a lot of watching videos, and everything else in between. These girls, over the past 2.5 weeks, I am in awe, A-W-E, awe, seeing that they are growing new feathers. From what I read, most of these birds, when rescued, only live 2 to 12 months because of the horrific conditions that they are raised in for that 12 to 18 months. I couldn't believe Nub. Look at, here's Nub up here. Nub, she had no tail feathers at all. She has one. Look at those little feathers growing back on her now. I'm doing a lot of things, a lot. Too much to even share in any live video here. I'm most, I don't even know if the word's impressed. I'm not impressed. I'm filled with joy to see the progress. I've been adding to their food every day, poultry booster. I also have all of my little, you know, different spices lined up here. Oregano, thyme, chopped chives, ground cloves, turmeric, that I add to their feed. They've never free ranged before. This is beautiful. I'm most happy in sharing these ladies with the world of social media because it is a miracle. When life says such things that can't happen, and you do all you can. And again, no credit to me. I'm not here. I'm a humble person. I'm a little farm girl. I love my animals here. I'm not here to be a celebrity. I'm not here to be anything. I am here to share the joys that I find on our farm. Look at her. She was just giving a little sun bath there to herself. To somebody on the outside who doesn't know anything about birds, they might look at these birds and say they look terrible. Look at them. Oh my God. Like what? I thought Nub, when we first got her, looked like a chicken that she would buy to eat in the store that's wrapped up in a package, but she has a neck and she's alive and she has feet. I mean, I couldn't believe. We were sold, we did buy these birds, $30 each. I think we got a deal because we got 12, so we $28 each. I was in awe. Like, what do you mean? What? And then I found out that if we didn't buy them, they were going to be shipped off to slaughter for pet food manufacturing. Sweetie. So here's my little Silky, Sweetie right here, and we've only introduced these girls to one of our flocks here. Within the 39 birds that we have little sub-flocks within. And this is the only flock, and I didn't even mean to introduce them, to be honest, several days ago to this flock. The little wooden fence kind of fell down, and in they came, and I was in awe again. I'm in a constant state of awe here with this whole situation. These little girls are following me around. They sing when they see me. And yes, while all that is happy and joyful and all of that, I'm not here to make any claims, that Natalie, the Good Shepherd, is some amazing person. I'm here to share that miracles, by definition, a miracle, by definition, is a shift in perception. A miracle is a shift in the ways that we think. And so for me, living on a farm and incubating most of our birds that we have here, raising them from baby chicks, for me, for the first time, to bring 12 ladies home at one time. Oh God, this has been a whole new adventure and journey for me. Yes, they love me, the Good Shepherd. Yes, they sing to me. Yes, I'm doing all I can. Yes, I'm taking care of them. And yet, what it really all comes down to is, beyond me caring about them, I'm grateful to see that these 12 ladies have a new chance at a new life. We've got enough eggs here as it is. We are a hobby farm. I don't sell my eggs to farmers markets or anything like that. We get enough eggs as it is. As a matter of fact, we have so many eggs. We cook most of them for our chickens. We cook your eggs for you. I know. What are you singing to me? Are you singing? But what are you saying? So each day, over the past 2.5 weeks, they all look the same, but they don't. And it's been amazing to me to discover their personalities and come up with names. So out of 12 of these ladies, I have 4 names so far, and Nub was my first one. Nub. And it's just a joy to see that she's growing. She has one really long tail feather. If you hear me start to cry here a little bit, it's not because I'm sad, it's because it's joy. And this is a joy to witness. Look at them, they're just drinking their water, free ranging, walking around, and then but what do you want? Do you want me to sing you a song? What's the song that you like me to sing? There's our little silky rooster, Spunky. And these ladies, let me tell you, they've never known roosters before, but this flock here of my 2 silky roosters and the 3 hens, at first they were like, these are ghetto girls. These girls, they're not going to put up with nonsense. They put these 2 silky roosters in line right away. And they are all living peacefully. I'm not about to introduce these birds to our larger flock anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I'm quite concerned about that introduction. We have a young flock of 4 roosters who are very big guys. What? But what are you saying? What? They cut their beaks. They cut their beaks. They put them into a constant state of molting. They pump them full of drugs to put them into hormonal states of not laying. They put them in moments of blackout, no lights at all. And then all of a sudden they turn those lights on and they are then, I guess they produce even more eggs at the time. You are really curious. Can I just hold you for 1 second though? So I'm not here as the Good Shepherd to, cuddle and coddle these girls They cut their beaks because they put 80 birds into a cage. They have these areas lined with cages from ceiling to floor, wall to wall, and they're shoved in there. And when you put 80 birds in a cage, they're going to peck at each other. That's where the word pecking order comes from. So they cut their beaks to prevent them from hurting one another, because then that's a loss to the production, to the manufacturing. They lose birds, they die, they get sick, they get infections and all of that. So I'm just looking at these comments coming through right now. I'm really still getting used to all of these live videos. That's my one little flock in here. So we have 2 coops up here and we have a 3rd coop behind. And where I have these girls right now, I'm really grateful. My husband is amazing. And we've got this little holding paddock area here so we can keep the rest of the flock out, as well as our sheep out and our, other animals. But look how they're just following me around. They're like, hey, but where are you going? But where are you going? I'm just coming right here. Battery hens. Yes, forbidden in the Netherlands. They're actually forbidden in a lot of places, and yet my sister-in-law just did research online here. We're in North Carolina, and it's not illegal. We were sold these birds under entirely false pretenses, which really, really, really at first angered me. I mean, it really upset me, because they were going to be sent off on a truck to go for slaughter. And yet here was this lady who apparently made a deal with this hen house to, I'll take these birds and I'll sell them. And she made a profit. I couldn't believe she was asking $30 a bird, given the reality that these birds may only live 2 to 12 months. I've been connected with a few other people on TikTok that also have battery hens, and sadly, I just heard from one of my new friends that, one of her battery hens just died the other day. And I said, you know what? As sad as that is, however many days this hen was with you, you actually delivered this hen to heaven on earth before this hen went to heaven. And this is what animals on a farm for me continue to teach me, is that we are all meant to know heaven on earth before we actually leave this earth ourselves, humans too. And it's beautiful to be able to see. So here's one of my other flocks back here. You can see they're not allowed in here. We got them blocked off. This is my godfather rooster. Battery hen just means they're hens that are born, bred, and used for production of eggs for our consumption in grocery stores. There's poultry hens. I know that my husband's grandfather used to raise those hens, chickens actually, for Purdue. And I remember the first time he took me into one of his hen houses where there was 60,000 baby chicks. And first of all, the smell was horrific. And yet, when I walked through, this was many years ago, 30 years ago, I watched my husband's grandfather just pick these little baby chicks up and break their necks and toss them to the side, and then cross off on a list that, this was a loss. And he had a whole list of all of the loss of birds. This is reality. This is the way it is in life. I'm not here to change that. I'm here to share how grateful I am on our little hobby farm to have found 12 ladies that were going to be slaughtered without me even knowing that was their purpose, to welcome into our little hobby farm so that we could create further balance within our flock, which again, if you have been following along in here, we have incubated and hatched most of our birds here. So we have 9 roosters, that's too many roosters. And our other ladies are just getting, they're exhausted. They need help. So with that being said, also, I'm not about to introduce these girls to that Mac Daddy out there and his crew. But even more so, if I can find them for you, my young flock of roosters, they're like dinosaurs. They're massive and very young, very aggressive. These girls are not ready for that. But what's funny too is that when these girls first met my silky flock here, I mean, the silkies tried to mount their backs, and these girls were like, no, not gonna happen. Boom, instant respect here. This is Sweetie and Spunky, our two silky roosters. 21, and you have 4 baby chicks. Charisma. You had 21 battery hens. I don't even like to use the word battery hen. I didn't even know the term battery hen. I literally was looking for 12 ladies. Oh, my heart could be broken, but it's not. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to have these girls, and so grateful to see that even though we were told they have been in a constant state of molting because of the conditions that they live in, well, guess what? They're growing new feathers. Can you see their new feathers? Look at all those new feathers. Look, hello, I know. When they came to us, all of their necks were bare. No feathers at all. I mean, I didn't know if I was looking at turkeys. I was like, this is horrendous. I love that they sing. They sing. They're so happy. I was hoping to be able, and here's my favorite, Nub. Nub! Nub! She had no tail at all. Do you see her new feathers? And this does come from beyond just love, beyond just care. It comes with a lot of research, a lot of watching videos, and doing what I can to assure that they are as healthy as they can be. I know. And I'm not here to know how long you're going to stay here with us, but I am here to make sure that you enjoy all the time. See, she still doesn't have feathers there. Oh, what is Nub? Are you a little bully? Is Nub a bully? What happened to their feathers, Patricia, is that they were put into, while they were in these hen houses, well, they're overcrowded. They don't have room to grow or be healthy. They peck at each other, which is why they also cut their beaks. All of their beaks have been cut either halfway or a quarter of the way. What is going on? Don't mess with Isabella. This is Isabella. Hey, why is everybody picking on her? Sweetie, we're not, oh, and now the two roosters are gonna have a little standoff here. So their feathers, I've been told, will probably never grow back fully. Listen, no. We're not playing that here. I got him. I've been told that their feathers will probably never grow back, and yet I'm not a believer in what statistics say. I am a believer in love, care, and knowledge. And so far, what I've seen in the past 2.5 weeks is beyond a miracle to me. Again, I'm not taking credit for this. I'm not sitting here claiming to be some, awesome person. I'm sharing these live videos because I find it awesome that there is hope. And when you have hope, along with the other attributes of life, knowledge, seeking knowledge, reaching out to others, and learning more, that's when miracles become real. Are you just eating that's like a really long piece of grass. Is it spaghetti? Are you gonna enjoy that together? Ultimately, what we're going to do, like I said, with 39 birds, we have 5 small flocks within. So they've been introduced to one small flock. I'm not ready to introduce them to the other flocks anytime soon. I'm grateful that I am the full-time shepherd here. And time is always of essence, and yet for me, time is of essence in different ways than the rest of life, perhaps on the outside of a farm life thinks. I'm grateful to be able to do gradual baby step introductions. It is amazing. They are growing their feathers back again. The biggest thing is that they're healthy. They're all eating fine. There's no issues with their eating. When their beaks are cut, that is much like cutting our fingernails. So it's not that it hurts to cut their beaks. It's not a painful thing to cut a bird's beak. But what happens is sometimes that prohibits them or causes issues with them being able to forage for food. So far, I have not noticed any issues with any of these girls being able to eat. Look at their digging in rocks. I just am so fascinated. I'm overfilled with joy for these girls. Blondie, there's Blondie. That's one of my names that I have here. So Lisa, why are you taking one of yours to the vet tomorrow? I see you on there, Lisa. Lisa! Oh, Bumblefoot. Lisa, I've never had to deal with Bumblefoot yet. I've dealt with waterbelly, and I'm dealing with sauerkraut with some of my other birds inside right now. I've never had to deal with Bumblefoot. Oh, and your husband does... Oh. So Lisa, you're taking yours... Oh. I did not cut their beaks. I didn't do any of this to them. We rescued these birds. Their beaks were cut while they were living in the hen house. And isn't that a nice way to put it? You know, when we were looking for these ladies, I was like looking, and somebody said, well, we've got 12 birds from a hen house. When we went to this lady's house to pick these ladies up, when we went to a lady's house to pick these ladies up, she had birds in cages lined up, just a regular house, all different types of birds. And I found it a little bit shady, and yet I was like, okay, well, we just drove over an hour to come get these girls. And she's like, what? She goes, I know they look bad, but they'll get better. And I was like, look bad? Look, what? Are they alive? Like, they look barely alive. And yet, to see the transformation, if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see over the past 2.5 weeks, the videos that I've been uploading. Whoa. Whoa. They literally, when they first came to us, looked like chickens that you'd buy in a grocery store to eat. And yet they had heads and feet and necks, and they were alive. It was disgusting to see. Lisa, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about Bumblefoot. I've never dealt with that before. I've never dealt with that before. Listen, my two, I have two blue satin silky frizzle girls, my little showbirds inside right now. And they don't roam with the big flocks either. They have been now going through 7 days of sauerkraut, and they weren't getting better. And I didn't, I keep doing research. I did used to work at a veterinary hospital before, but they didn't treat chickens. Nobody treats chickens. And that's what you learn on a farm. That's the first thing you learn on a farm. Because what's the first animal you usually get? It's chickens. And you learn right away that you're never going to have help when you need it, when there's an emergency. And so you're catapulted into a whole other realm of having to figure out what to do and what is your level of what you're going to do. So my blue satin silky frizzles inside. This morning I woke up and I had tossed and turned all night thinking about them. Maybe I'll go inside and show you them. I was like, maybe they're egg bound. And so I got the vegetable oil out, and they're really tiny birds. And so I just kind of lubed their little vent area up with my pinky finger. And as soon as I put my pinky into the blue silky satin frizzles that are inside, it felt like rocks. It felt like rocks, like you see right here. Rocks were inside of their vent. And what it was calcified, egg mass, but also the sauerkraut. And they had horrible diarrhea. I have been giving them round-the-clock care for 7 days. I've never given up hope. I've learned on the farm that is the one thing, if you ever give up hope, well, then you need to just stop living on a farm. They're called comets, roost cluck. They look like Hyline browns. They're called comets, these hens. We do have 4 other comets. As a matter of fact, this is one of our other comets here. She's on the outskirts and she wants to get back with her flock. But we put her in here because my young roosters were going crazy over her today. You can see this is why we got these 12 ladies. This is one of my other comets. Do you see? From being mounted too much by the roosters. These roosters right here, while he hates me and he wants to kill me, this is the godfather rooster right here, Green Legs, and his sweet son, Cole. They're not vicious. They're big and they're heavy. And roosters, you know, if you want to humanize them, that's what people do. And they say, oh, they want to have sex all day. It's not about having sex all day. It's called reproduction. It's what they're born to do. So it's not fair to these girls right here. We tried saddles, you know, putting the little saddles on these girls, and that wasn't working. And we were like, well, we have 9 roosters. Come on, we need more ladies. I can't believe that living in the country, we found the hardest time finding 12 hens. Like I said, we had to drive an hour away to find these hens. While they were sold under entirely false pretenses to us, I'm grateful because I do believe everything happens for a reason. And number one, I'm grateful to see these birds, hens, being able to free range, get bugs, real bugs. You know, the sun's not out right now, but they love taking their sun baths and their dirt baths. And I continue to see new feather growth. I will continue. Look, there's Nora. Nora, what are you doing out here? Oh my God, that's my snowshoe cat. She never comes out this far. Where did you even come from? What are you doing, Nora? What are you doing out here? You silly girl. And she's not afraid. Nora, whoa. I'm a little shocked that you're out here. So, I don't know. I could talk forever. I could go live 24/7 and just talk about my farm animals. I think my husband would like that, so then I wouldn't talk about it to him all day long. But I'm just really grateful to have these birds. Over here, we've got our Beaver Hill Cemetery. Beaver Hill, the first body that was buried over here was actually a bobcat that was hit by a car and catapulted into. The first body that was buried over here was actually a bobcat that was hit by a car and catapulted into. The first body that was buried over here was actually a bobcat that was hit by a car and catapulted into our farm. There are livestock and feral wild cat, and I knew this cat was dying, and I knew there was no help. I thought this cat was dying every second. It was neurologically dead when I found it, right after it was hit, and yet it took many hours for this cat to die. I carried her around in my baby Bjorn, my front, and after Beaver, the cat, died, I named him Beaver. That's when I looked at his eyes and I looked at his teeth and I was like, oh my God, is this a fairy tale adventure? Because my, what big teeth you have. Your eyes are not like my cat's eyes. So I carried a bobcat around for 9 hours. I did try calling veterinary care at that time. This was my first viral video, by the way. It was Beaver the bobcat, which was in April of 2024. The bobcat, which was in April of 2024. All right, ladies. So Nora, I don't know what you're doing all the way back here, Nora. That's bizarre that she's even out here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and come on in here. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you, Mom. Hi. There's my Isabella. I've got 4 names out of the 12. It takes time to get to know such life. And again, I'm not used to welcoming 12 new lives at one time. We have incubated and hatched most of our birds here on the farm. All right, guys, I'm gonna come step out here for a minute. Nora, are you gonna come with me? The last thing I want is for any of my roosters to get in here, you know? Come on, Nora. We have 13 acres here. 7 of these acres are fenced in right now. This is our little holding paddock area. Come here, Nora, you got it? Oh, no, come here, this way. Come on. Nora, how did you even get out here, number one? Nora, come on. Nora. Oh my gosh. High maintenance. Come on. Nora. Good girl. Right. So I do need to come in anyway and check on my blue satin silky frizzles. It's overcast here today in central North Carolina. About 56 degrees. Always doing lots of work on the farm. Lots of projects. Look at you, you silly girl. Love the Dutch door. If you ever have a farmhouse, you gotta have the Dutch door, so then you don't have to worry about keeping the door open for them. So here we come into my workshop respite area. I got Andy and Chunky in here, my silkies. These are my first ever incubated and hatched silkies. They're inside today because I was gone all day today, and they're definitely too small to be out there with everybody. But when I'm home, they're out there in their own little coop. This is Janet and Chrissy. So Janet and Chrissy, I see you didn't touch any of that yogurt, but you ate the eggs. Are you feeling okay? Janet, can you just give me a nod? Janet. 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 She's like, I'm so tired. Imagine sauerkraut being so sick. And well, I've dealt with sauerkraut before. That was my 50 million viewed viral TikTok video was of my hen Flo, who had sauerkraut back in December of 2024. That was horrific. And yet I learned a lot. So these two girls got sauerkraut as well. Sauerkraut is a fermentation of food in their crop, which usually comes from, well, if you Google it, it says unsanitary conditions. Unsanitary conditions is, again, what you perceive that to be. Manfred, are you chilling? Are you just chilling in here? Unsanitary, what, for me, with this, I don't know, people call it bipolar weather. If you are giving them any feed, the birds feed, and you have humiditure, and then you have moisture, and then you have rain, and you have wetness, any of that feed that they're not getting one day, if they go to get it the next day, well, you know, it's not good. So I've kind of stopped, well, I put feed in their coops for them, but I've tried to stop feeding them, hand tossing the food out here. We give them scraps and treats every day for them, but I've tried to stop feeding them, hand tossing the food out here. We give them scraps and treats every day. They love eating our leftover food, that's for sure. Here's the young flock, the massive. This young flock that we have here, you'll see they know I'm here now, so they're all gonna come around. Yellow Legs and Chewy. Gilbert. Gilbert's my ostracized rooster who was welcomed by this young flock, but he's a stealth bomber. He's very quick on the ladies, and he waits for any of the other roosters' ladies to be available, and he kind of sneaks in really quick. This is what these other roosters are doing too, and they're quite aggressive because of their age and being young. Cece's my little girl here. And then this is our third coop back here where I've got my 3 other respite girls. Chip is Cece's mom. Hey, are you gonna 2-step me? Don't you 2-step me. You can't 2-step me. So they're out here, and then I bring these 3 ladies back into the workshop respite area each night. Chip is my one girl. She sleeps with me in my bed. Chip. Chip, Chip. Chip. Chip, if she had it her way, would just be, you know, live on my shoulder all day, on my head. And yet I'm trying to get her back integrated with her silky crew that is in there with the battery hens in our front area. Cece, that's your Chip. This is your baby. This is your baby. Look. She's like, yeah, no, she's not. No, I don't have any children. Yes, you do, Chip. You have 2 children, and one of them's half silky. This is interesting because actually her father is the same father, and he's a silky. So this one of Chip's babies was born completely an Easter egger. And yet Chip's other baby was born more than half silky. What do you think, Storm? This coop where they're at today, these ladies, is where this little flock sleeps at night. So I think I'm gonna go ahead. I guess I gotta go get some more work done. I could sit here and talk all day. That's what I do. Look at my sheep in there. This is a sheep stall, but they're hanging out behind Barnway. There's June and Cash, the livestock guardian dogs, and I think my husband's back there smoking a cigar, so I'm not gonna go bother him right now. He works hard. He works hard for the money, and he's enjoying his time. I need to go enjoy time with my husband as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I thank everybody who joined in on this little rendezvous. Here comes the sun now. Yay! Thank you everybody for joining in. Hope everybody has a good evening. It's always TGIF on the farm here. Thank goodness it's farm day. It's a big job, and it's not that somebody's got to do it. I am most grateful and feel truly blessed to be living, well, it's beyond a dream. In fact, I dreamed of having horses one day, and God gave me sheep and chickens and livestock guardian dogs. So I've got Jesus sheep and angel dogs. Hey. And it's getting close to that time that it is time for me to start getting these little ladies up so that I can open up this holding paddock area for the rest of the crew to start coming in. Hi, ladies. Hi. We live and we learn. And there's, to me, no greater place to learn about life than on a farm. Okay, but we're gonna be, okay. I'm most upset with you right now. Yellow legs. And there you have it. That's 4 roosters right there. And look, Storm's like, they're not messing with me. My flock does all get along. There's no bloodshed here, by the way. The only blood that is shed is on my body, and it is by my one godfather rooster, Greenlegs, who has a definite hit out on me. He is Tony Soprano, no doubt. Oh, there's 2 more eggs today. So another thing with these battery hens is that they say they may never lay eggs. Well, guess what? We have 12 of these rescue birds. And 2.5 weeks into rescuing them, they're now laying 12 eggs a day. I'm not even going to take this right now. I don't even know what is going on, but this is unacceptable. And I won't even take it. Come here, pretty lady. Oh, no. Come here. Honey. Oh. No, baby. Come here, I got you. Come here. It's time for the Good Shepherd to end this. Thank you.